Hello, my name is Isaac, as was announced. I'm 14 years old, and this is my message and declaration. Honestly, I haven't ever really had any huge stories in my life or anything like that, just like anything really interesting. And that's because I've been blessed with a good situation and a loving family. That is something I'm very thankful for. But no matter how mundane the stories I'm going to say are, God can be found in all of them, and He's helped change me for the better through these stories. Back when I was baptized, my main motivator for getting baptized was to get closer in my journey with God. At that point, I had felt sort of stagnant in my relationship with Him, and I hoped that being baptized would introduce some more challenges in my life through my time in the drumline. Actually, wait, what? I can't read. Introduce challenges in my life that would force me to move into that mold. And I truly believe that God has already introduced me to my challenges through my time in the drumline. There it is, to help me build my foundation. And that He has helped me understand that I often tend to overlook valuable wisdom in my personal and spiritual life, which can come from my leaders and the situations that I find myself in, specifically in church service. Like I could repeat a church service, but it just doesn't sit in me really. But from the marching practice, God has shown me more things that I've heard and should have internalized a long time ago, like the nature of mistakes. There's a lot of repetitive work and exercises to perfect a certain section of music. One point in the rehearsal, my drumline instructor, Glenn, emphasized that every mistake, even if unintentional, results from a prior decision. In essence, you can make the choice that leads to an error without intending to make the error itself. I feel like through Glenn, very wise guy, God is trying to show me that the way I view my own shortcomings is through a somewhat prideful lens, where to a certain extent I did no wrong just because it just happened that way, and others did wrong because they should have done something. I have a bandmate. I'm base 5, he's base 4, so we always get to be next to each other. I don't really like him very much. He would always nag at me about all of the mistakes I would make, and I was just like, dude. But after a while, I realized that this was actually a test from God. I was taking criticism badly at the end of the day. His nagging, constant, and criticism stemmed from a desire to ensure my success and the entire drumline's success. Understandably, I was wrong the entire time, but my pride got in the way of the reality of the situation. Because at some point, while I was praying, God helped me realize that all of these events point to me needing to be more humble, because discipline may seem harsh only to those who are arrogant or in the wrong, as it's a correction, and prideful people don't tend to like to be corrected. And God's humbling of me through this has influenced my perspective on how I react to correction, reminding me of the importance of humility and being open to guidance in order to grow and succeed. Even yesterday, literally yesterday, I had a performance in front of a somewhat large crowd of parents and friends. And I was further humbled again because I made this very obvious exposed mistake in front of the entire crowd. This was especially humbling. I really wanted to hit everything perfectly for this show, but I think God knew I needed it. I have friends who would say something that like drumline did wrong, or like drumline is off rhythm, and I feel a little defensive because because I didn't really want to accept that maybe I did something wrong. And I sometimes find myself trying to act like I am better and to put up this appearance of proficiency, even though it is all useless, because I'm trying to make myself look good to my friends who are also rookies, and I've only been doing this for 3 months. I thank God for helping me be more aware of this, not only in marching bands, but in other aspects of my life, such as conversations, social life, and even some aspects of my academic life to a certain extent. Here's a verse from the Bible that I have copy-pasted on here because I think it goes with it. It's from Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20. Listen to advice and accept discipline, and at the end you will be counted among the wise.